Welcome back, friends. Today we're going to do a project that involves positive and negative space. And I've done some things for examples, so I'm going to show you one. We're going to start with a square. Positive space is the black. The negative space is the space that is empty. So what I've done is cut some shapes out of a square, and I'm going to show you how, and then glue them back. You need a pencil. I like using colored pencils because it's with black paper and I can see them. Pair of scissors, glue or a glue stick, and a larger piece of paper for you to glue it to. If you don't have black and white paper, that's okay. You can use any two contrasting pieces of paper that you can find in your house. So, hey Michael, pause it while they go get them. Okay, ready? So, what you're going to do first with a colored pencil in your first square of black paper is to draw some shapes on the edges. I'm going to be careful to draw around the corners and not exactly to them. I'm going to practice different things, different types of shapes. And then I'm going to cut them out. Okay, if you notice, none of the corners have any of the blue color pencil on it. So that's going to make it easier for when you're cutting out and gluing. Now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along the shapes I have made. This takes a little bit of time. It's also a lot of fun. I think when you go to do yours, have enough materials so you can do 2 or 3 of them. As you can see, I had a lot of fun and I didn't want to stop. And each one is so different. So, first piece, and I'm going to lay it on the paper I'm going to glue it on. Second piece, but here I'm going to cut out another little shape in here. And you can do this as many times as you want and as small as you want. But in the beginning, you don't want to have too many pieces. Just enough. Third side. Keep track of all of your pieces. So, this is going to be my positive shape. And as you can tell, it's wild. It kind of almost reminds me of a postage stamp, but that's because I kept my edges kind of square, and most of the stamps I've seen are pretty rectangular. So, I am going to take my original positive shape. My glue stick doesn't work, so I'm going to use my glue. And I'm going to be not as careful as I want you to be, because I don't want this to be a real talky video. I want you to get right in and see what you can do. So, glue the middle of my paper. I'm going to put the cut pieces that I've cut off to the side while I start gluing down the other pieces. Before you add the glue, just go in and make sure your pieces will line up. And then, just goop there. But you know what? There's no goofs. Maybe if I do it like that, yeah, that works. Okay. Where the brown paper is here, that is the negative space. And the positive is flipped over. Okay, next piece. I'm going to do that loopy one. Okay. And I found if I laid the piece in where it fits, almost like a puzzle, I can put the glue on the outside piece, like this. So then I can just flip it. You want to match the corners or the edges up so the design is authentic. And I did that little curl out space. Yep, here it is. I'm going to go back in and flip it back in. Piece number 2. Acrylic paper is maddening. That's okay. Yes. Third piece, or third side, sorry. Look at that. Ta-da. Do you understand now why I said have lots of piece of paper around to cut it up? Because you just keep wanting to do more. In this one here, I took my square and in the beginning I cut it in half. And then when I went to put it together, I was just like, maybe you made a mistake, Miss Moore. And I said, no, there are no mistakes when it comes to art. Things just happen. So I realized in order for me to keep my square shape, I was going to have to rotate this piece that I cut on the diagonal. So you might have to do that as well. All of these things are just little exercises for your brain to practice, your hand and your eye to practice, and just to have some fun and to discover some new things. So remember, positive space is where the black is. The negative space is what you cut out and remove. We just added it back on the edge to kind of show you how things fold that way. It will also, if you're going to draw, sometimes it's easier to draw the negative space in the back of something because that will kind of give you some guidelines and help you, if you're drawing, to put things in perspective, what's up front, what's in back. Anyway, I enjoyed spending time with you again today. Remember, be safe, be kind, and always be creative. See you around. Wait, I forgot to tell you something. I talked to Nurse Heather and Nurse Jana, and I think maybe our next project or next week we are going to do Clay Week. You ready for it? I'm ready for it. Nurse Heather will help you make the clay. With Nurse Jana, she'll help you knead the clay. And then, when your clay is ready, you and I will be making either some pinch pots or some coil pots. I can't wait. See you next week.
This has been a Freelance Fun television production.